The Emerald Tablets of Thoth. Tablet 4. The Interpretation. Thoth in this tablet gives some of his own experiences in his search for wisdom. He also gives a definite statement of his mastership. The breaking of his soul from bondage was the first projection of his consciousness. Through this developed power, Thoth was enabled to explore the mysteries of space and time. He explored other planets and ultimately reached the inner circle of light, the first dimension. The planet of beauty was one of the 7 inner planets which surround the cosmic consciousness in the first dimension. The shapes moving in order were the globular bodies of illuminated ones. Thoth was able to go into all solar systems and see the different degrees of development reached on the planets closest to and farthermost from the sun. By men are designated those forms of life activated by conscious consciousness through their forms were seldom that of earthmen. The conquerors of ether were the dwellers of Antares, the same race that had come to earth in past ages. They had solved the secret of interplanetary travel ages ago, for they were the most enlightened ones of their solar system. Matter and form were theirs to command, and from the universal mother they were able to create anything they desired. Thoth learned that man was universal, existing in every part of space and an integral part of the cosmic consciousness. The form of man, so as far as its materiality was concerned, was one of the basic matter of the stars. As planets revolve around their sun, so the material body of man revolves around its central sun, the soul. When one has freed his consciousness from the darkness of disorder, he becomes one of those masters who work upon the negative from outside. Man's body is formed from the primal substance, cosmic dust, and the ether in which the planets float is also cosmic dust. The solving of the mysteries of space gives the causes behind many manifestations of law which otherwise could not be understood. Thoth now knew that he could endlessly explore the gem of truth until at last he might pass into the cosmic cycle beyond this. Thoth was free because he now knew that truth is limitless, and now through eternity he could pursue knowledge. Man is not truly of the earth or material, but in the final analysis is the divine fire itself. Thoth gives the key to the freedom of consciousness from the material, and this freedom opens the path to other worlds and planes. When this is once attained, man is no longer bound, but is free. Only through knowledge comes the ability to rise from the earthly body and become one with the light. As space is ordered and follows law, so man must also cause order to arise within his own being. When this order and harmony of all parts of his being is perfect, then he no longer is bound to the material plane. And rising through his harmony with law, he can ascend to the cosmic plane. In freeing the consciousness from the body, it is best to expand the solar plexus, the flower of life of the body, and send the life force flooding through it so that the body is vitalized in preparation for the consciousness to leave. Otherwise, the consciousness is reluctant to leave it. Then comes the shutting off of outside sensory impressions, which should be precluded by a short fast. After the silence induced by the will is complete, the consciousness should be centered in the pineal, and the image, thought, or picture of the place you desire to go should be formed. Then an intense effort of will directed in the proper curves, see College Lessons of the Brotherhood, and you are released from the body. The cosmic consciousness is literally speaking in the first dimension or plane, and its harmonies and order are such that man, while still of the material, cannot realize its perfect movement. The soul of man is a divine fire, a flame cast forth from the great fire, yet still one with it. Light and darkness is man, yet separate in power and order. The prayer is really a command and is for the purpose of establishing a harmony or connection between the soul or consciousness and the cosmic consciousness. When man has fully freed his soul from bondage to the material, then he is no longer subject to disorder or negativity and can seek wisdom at the source of wisdom. Peace and blessings to you all.